US and British flags go up in flames on cam as mourners gather in Tehran for Ali Khamenei's funeral procession. Anti-US banners at Khamenei's funeral carry a chilling message directed at the West. Trump, Vance, and Netanyahu appear on protest banners displayed by mourners during Khamenei's farewell ceremony. Mourners burned US and British flags during Ali Khamenei's funeral procession in Tehran, according to Reuters. Crowds carried anti-US banners featuring Donald Trump alongside the words "There will be blood" during the procession. Some mourners also carried banners reading "Kill" alongside images of Benjamin Netanyahu and US Vice President J.D. Vance. The procession formed part of Iran's week-long national farewell for the late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Khamenei and several members of his family were killed in US-Israeli airstrikes on February 28, according to Iranian authorities. Iranian officials said the funeral ceremonies would include mourning processions in cities across the country. The remains are also scheduled to be taken to Shiite holy sites in Iraq before the final burial ceremony. Khamenei is scheduled to be laid to rest on July 9 after the conclusion of a week of nationwide mourning ceremonies. Iran said on July 5 that the Memorandum of Understanding forced the US and Israel to acknowledge its regional allies. Kalibaf said Washington and Israel were compelled to practically recognize Iran's allies. Iran's top negotiator described the Memorandum of Understanding as a defeat for the United States. Kalibaf made the remarks during a meeting with Yemen's Vice President, Mohammed al-Nuaimi. Mohammed Bakr Kalibaf said, and I quote, "The memorandum represents a defeat for the United States and an achievement for the Axis of Resistance, both militarily and politically. If the Americans and the Zionist regime sense even a moment of weakness or decline in our spirit of struggle, they will resort to war. By the end of the 40 days, they had achieved none of them, and after mediators intervened, they requested a ceasefire. Ansarullah and the Yemeni people have always stood with the resistance and defended Gaza, Lebanon, and Palestine in all hardships. More than 70% of global trade passes through the Strait of Hormuz, the Suez Canal and the Bab el-Mandab, all of which are in the hands of the Islamic world." Unquote. Yemen's vice president said the Houthis are prepared for renewed war if diplomacy fails. "We and you are in the same trench, standing together for the Islamic Ummah. What happened in Iran during the recent war has become a school for the entire axis of resistance, and Iran's political actions were also instructive. Yemen is prepared for any diplomatic cooperation, but is also fully ready for defensive action if political efforts fail." Unquote. New intelligence claims have alleged that Iran's Quds Force has formed a special operations unit known as Mukhtar for covert missions. The Quds Force, the foreign operations arm of Iran's powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, has been placed at the center of the report. The report further alleged that the Mukhtar unit is plotting assassination attacks against senior U.S. officials. U.S. President Donald Trump is reportedly among the high-profile figures identified as an alleged target. The report also claimed the unit operates with the support of Mexican cartels, as well as members of the Iranian diaspora. Its alleged modus operandi involves deploying members of the Iranian diaspora inside the United States to carry out operations. These serious allegations were first reported by Israel's Channel 14 news network in an exclusive report. The report has not been independently verified by Hindustan Times at this stage. No official confirmation of these claims has been issued by the United States, Iran, or Israel. These allegations therefore remain unverified and should be treated as claims pending official confirmation. On July 4th, Iran's Foreign Intelligence Ministry also vowed to avenge the killing of the late Supreme Leader. Iran's Intelligence Ministry has vowed to avenge Ali Khamenei's killing amid the funeral ceremonies, turning grief into a powerful call for retaliation. Tehran blamed the US and Israel for Khamenei's assassination, according to Iran International, and said only revenge can heal the wounds of the Iranian people. The ministry pledged retaliation against those it holds responsible for Khamenei's death, raising the tone from accusation to open threat. The statement also reaffirmed loyalty to Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei, signaling that Iran's leadership wants to project unity and continuity. Iran vowed revenge for the blood of Khamenei and other victims of the strikes, framing the conflict in deeply emotional and uncompromising terms. Tehran referred to the clashes as Iran's second and third imposed wars, accusing Israel and the U.S. of waging war against the Islamic Republic. The ministry said its pursuit of revenge would continue under Mojtaba Khamenei, suggesting a long-term response rather than a one-off warning. The statement was released by Iran's state media on Saturday, July 4, 2026. Iran will begin 6 days of state funeral ceremonies for Ali Khamenei on July 4, launching a tightly planned period of mourning that will dominate the nation's calendar. The late supreme leader will be laid to rest on July 9, after a series of nationwide ceremonies that move his coffin through some of Shiite Islam's holiest cities. Officials expect millions of people to line the streets for processions across Iran during the state farewell, turning each city into a sea of black banners and flags. Tehran's mayor has suggested the capital alone could see up to 20 million mourners pass through over several days, a logistical and security operation on an epic scale. Authorities say parallel mourning events in Qom, Mashhad, Najaf and Karbala are also expected to draw huge crowds, extending the farewell beyond Iran's borders. Iranian officials insist the ceremonies will demonstrate national unity after months of war and crisis, projecting an image of cohesion around the new leadership. The mourning events will move from Tehran to the seminary city of Qom before the final burial in Mashhad, following a symbolic route through Iran's religious heartland. The state funeral is widely seen as Mojtaba Khamenei's first major test as supreme leader, setting the tone for how he will handle both symbolism and security. Mojtaba has not yet appeared publicly since assuming the country's top leadership position, leaving many Iranians wondering how visible he will choose to be. Observers will watch closely to see whether Mojtaba leads the main funeral prayer in Tehran, a moment that could cement his authority in front of millions and the cameras. U.S. President Donald Trump has come under fresh scrutiny after claiming Iran's leaders could be taken out in a single shot.